Good evening, everybody. I'm Venkat Devela. I manage the SAP modernization portfolio here in Dell Services. So in the next 10-15 minutes, we are going to discuss about why we should look at modernizing the SAP landscape, and then what kind of offers we have, how we can help you in solutioning your modernization of SAP landscape. Okay, so this is the simple agenda, what we are going to discuss about the modernization of SAP landscapes in every customer's environment. So we are going to talk about why a modernization is required for us, and then what kind of solutions are there with Dell, how can they help customers in modernization. And then we are also going to talk about some of the use cases and examples, what we have done specific to India, not talking about the global customers. So we are going to talk about some customers, what we have done in India. And then probably any question and answers, we can very well take it. Yes. So why is that anybody look for modernization of their landscapes? So this session specifically will talk about modernization of SAP. So there are so many challenges in every IT landscape. So we have to move from the kind of challenges what we have. We need to convert those challenges into the opportunities, how we can create to address these challenges and make useful for us. So for example, let's say in the current scenario, the consumerization of IT is a big challenge for anybody. So the want of IT for everybody is becoming a mandatory trend in the industry now. How is that we can convert this challenge into an opportunity for us? So previously, we used to see the IT is a privilege for somebody to access the IT systems and then get the information. But whereas now everybody needs IT to do the business. So we have to see this as an opportunity to convert the point of transactions into point of interactions over here, which will help us in taking quick decisions. Everybody in the industry, everybody in the company has got access to IT. So instead of doing only transaction, when we enable them with the empowerment of getting the data in their hands, so it will become into an interaction which will help in taking the decisions at a much faster rate. And then we see another challenge like the information explosion. So in this information explosion, there are so many technologies that are there. For example, let's say SAP, Oracle, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, like that. So many enterprise applications are there and so many third-party applications are there. So information is getting exploded. And also if we have to get particular report, we don't have centralized system because we need to go to different locations, different applications to get the reports. So how can we address this particular information explosion? So maybe, for example, let's get into an in-memory database wherein which we can get the data from different systems into in-memory database and run the reports. So we have a centralized system which gives the information for us, information for business to take a decision. And next one is the slow, inflexible, and time-consuming resources. So how can we address this one, and how can we take an opportunity to use the latest innovations to address this one? So let us use mobility, wherein which link our mobility innovations to our enterprise applications or any third-party applications, so that everybody has got the information at their hand. So which is no more slow and inflexible. Everybody has got information, and which enables the business to run at a much faster rate. Okay. I think there is a lag. I'm sorry, I have to go back a little bit. Okay, well, every customer or every CIO, what they see is that they want to have a bigger insight into the data. They don't want a big data. Just now in the previous slide, we were talking about having this information explosion. There are so many systems and then bringing the information into one. Yes. bring all the information into one system. But even in that system also, they don't want to have all the information just like that dumped into a system. They want to have big insight into that. So they want to have better analysis into that. So when we see the CIO strategies, there was a survey that has conducted with The Economist. Along with Economist, there was a survey conducted with several CIOs. So some of the important strategies or probably common strategies what CIOs are looking, what are the objectives CIOs are looking. So here we talk about these objectives and the strategies what they are looking for. So when we see the business objectives of the CIO, every CIO, they want to have the growth of enterprise at cheaper cost, reduce the cost, and then have more number of customers for the business. So what kind of strategies they do for their IT. So this is from the business angle. So what is that strategy CIOs take from towards the IT? So obviously, when we are talking about enterprise costs, so IT has got some cost. So IT cost, when we look at the IT strategies from the CIOs, so this costs need to be reduced. And then there need to be a flexibility in the technology, uses of advanced technologies, which should help the customers to deliver the business solutions what they require, what they need. And when going for the prioritization of the technologies, what CIOs are thinking for the technologies to be prioritized, the first one is analytics, because nowadays the technologies are there available in the market which can give you the information or the results of the reports in very less amount of time. So previously we might have seen there are reports running on the systems for a few days, and then probably you run the report, okay, after 4 or 5 days, okay, the report result comes out and then analyze the report. But nowadays we have the systems which are capable of giving this kind of running the reports in just few minutes or few seconds. So the major priority for any of the CIOs is the analytics and the business intelligence. And then the second one is getting the information into everybody's hand. So this is possible through mobile technology. So this is the second priority of every CIO, that, okay, I should have an analytical system over here to make me decide faster for my business. And then the information should be available to all the people at any time. So this is possible through the mobile. And then how can they reduce the cost on the current environment? So move to cloud computing. So in the cloud computing, there are several kinds. So one is infrastructure as a service, or software as a service, or platform as a service. So several types are there. So these are the priorities of every CIO from the technology front. And then when we see how the SAP operations are there in the company, are they efficient? So the efficient SAP operations will help giving the power to the CIO or power to the IT management in the company, because it is going to bring competitiveness in the business, and then it also helps you have a control on that and also have choice. So from the technology or from the technical perspective, when we see, so let's see the competitiveness. So using SAP, it should be less cost, the operational cost. So as Raman and Shyam, they talked about 60% of the cost is going onto the operations. So obviously they look into reducing the cost of the operation. The budget of any company, 60% of IT budget is getting into the operations. So that operations need to be reduced so that it can be used for other technologies or implementing new solutions in the company. So that's one. And then the availability of resources. So for example, somebody decides, okay, I need to do an upgrade of my current SAP landscape. So what kind of resources are available for me? Yes. Are my resources capable? So Dell Services has got these resources, and they are actually doing only that particular job, so they are pioneers in that. So we can help you with the availability, with the available resources and the skilled resources in that. So this way, the competitiveness and, yeah. to add this competitiveness to this particular point, obviously, the model what we have done for India-based is a separate pricing for India, so which brings competitive pricing with our peers in the market. And then second one is going to the control. So do I have a control on my SAP applications that I am being used over here in my company? So definitely there should be a control. So how is that we are talking about control? There might be several tasks which the consultants or employees are doing daily on an SAP system, probably which is taking some, time-taking task. So why don't we look into automating that? Have some workflows created, or maybe enable the business users to do the self-service. How is it possible? So this kind of control will come when we modernize the landscape. For example, a customer is using SAP R3 4.6c, which is an old version and also out of standard maintenance. This does not have so much of features inbuilt into the system. So for everything, there need to be one person who is looking at each and every configuration of the system and connection to other systems. So why can't we automate this particular work? So that there are 4 or 5 people who are doing this. So how can we reduce that? Okay, let me upgrade it. So if I'm upgrading, how many people I need, or how is that I'm getting benefited? What are the features that are coming into? So when we look into that, we will be able to have a control over our SAP landscape. And then going for a choice. Obviously, as the IT head and the CAO, you want to have a choice. You don't want somebody to choose for you. You want to choose for you. So here, going with Dell services, you will have a choice with the operating systems or databases, whatever. For example, let's take a server. So you have a choice to choose your own operating system. People want to move to open source. They want to move to cloud. So if we're still sitting onto a proprietary operating system, obviously it's going to create a lock-in and creates a dependency on that particular vendor. Whereas here you have a choice. It's giving you a choice, okay, I want to choose this, I want to choose this. And then you can also have applications deploying as per your request. For example, let's say if you are not moved to the latest version of your SAP and you are still sitting in the old one, even just to include one new business process, it's going to be some kind of re-implementation. But whereas with this latest SAP versions, you can have you can have these new business processes deployed by just switching by just clicking one switch. So that is what it gives the power and the choice, the control, and how competitive it is. So I'll talk about some of the service offerings from Dell services in the SAP front. So we have the HANA. We were talking about, or we were listening about HANA, which is a buzzword previously. Now it became a buzzword. So HANA. So Dell has got a range of certified servers on HANA. And also we do a lot of work around HANA, deploying HANA or migrating SAP applications onto HANA. So these are some of the offers that are there around HANA, which we will talk more in the follow-up slides. And then there are some consulting services always there for the SAP. So these consulting services, when we see the modernization assessment, and then followed by migration services, and then the application upgrade services. So the migration services and upgrade services are also complemented with something called Unicode conversion. So Unicode conversion, the system, if your current SAP system is not a Unicode system, so it is going to be difficult for you to align to the SAP's software strategy, because coming from ERP 6.0 onwards, SAP only supports Unicode. So the Unicode conversion offer will help you aligning yourself to the SAP software strategy, release and maintenance strategy. So let's go a little bit deep into the modernization assessment. So this is an assessment. People might think, okay, why do I need an assessment? Okay, I will talk about, I want to do a project. So I just need to start my project and then run it. But this assessment, what is, excuse me, what it does for you. Our experts will come into your data center or probably come into your office, sit with you, analyze your current landscape. Next year you are thinking, okay, I want to go for a migration. Yes, they analyze the landscape this year itself and then come up with consensus. What is that I need to, what is that you have going forward? So how should you go forward? They will also see the compatibility matrix. What kind of operating system you should go? What kind of database you should go? So how is the cost affecting you? And it also helps you in understanding, okay, do I have any opportunity for consolidation? So all these factors will be considered during the assessment, and there will be a discussion between both the teams, and we come up with the results. So what all results you will get? So you will have the recommendations for your landscape. So what modifications I need to do in the landscape? So what are the best practices that I should involve for doing this particular project? And then there is also something called the roadmap for every architecture, or probably the roadmap for every software release and maintenance strategy. So it's not that, okay, SAP software, there is something, okay, by end of 2020, okay, this is getting ended. The standard support and maintenance is going to get ended. But at the same time, we also have to see whether this particular software, the particular version of the software is compatible with the version of operating system what we are using, the version of the database what we are using. So this also gives you or enables you to upgrade your operating system, to upgrade your databases, which makes you to sit as per the latest trends, and you will get the full standard and maintenance from those vendors as well, not only from SAP. And then moving to the migration services. Yes. What is this migration services and what benefits I have with these migration services? Many customers, they are using their SAP landscape on the servers which are probably 3 years old or 5 years old, or probably everybody is using on a physical server, each physical server. For example, I have 10 instances, I'm having 10 servers. So there are some indirect costs over here. So if I'm having some 50 instances, I'm using 50 physical servers. So there are some kind of hidden costs. What are those? How much is the power consumption? How much is the cooling cost for those physical servers? So is there an opportunity for me to consolidate these servers? Can I virtualize? Can I reduce the number of servers? Or probably for each of the server, if you are using a separate storage for it, so you will also get a chance for the consolidation of your storage along with this migration. Or probably you are using some database which is of older version. So along with this migration, can I upgrade my database? Yes, there is a possibility. We will see the compatibility. I have my operating system which is end of life. So now going forward along with this migration, can I get into the new operating system? Yes. These are all chances which we can review and then take a call at that time. So what operating system I should have, what database I should have. So all these things. So you can drastically change your entire landscape, but still your end users does not know that there is a change in the landscape, because the migration does not bring any change to your system. It remains in the same way. The system remains in the same way, but you're going to get a lot of opportunity to enhance the performance over there. And at the same time, your end users does not get to see any difference into the system. So along with this migration services, generally we see, okay, there is an export-import process that is going on, and there is a downtime that is associated. So Dell Services, we have come up with some innovative solution for this. This innovative solution is along with our recently acquisition called Quest, the company called Quest. So there is a tool called SharePlex. So we have collaborated with Quest, and we have brought this SharePlex tool for these migrations. So this we call it as zero impact migrations, which is comparable to the offering of near zero downtime by SAP, but at a drastic difference in the cost of the service. So near zero downtime, it's going to be so costly, but the zero impact is nowhere comparable to the cost of that. So this zero impact solutions, zero impact services, zero impact migration services will help you in reducing the downtime of your applications and migrate you to the new platforms. And then going for the upgrade services. So upgrade services, again, we have discussed about upgrade services previously, that why I should have an upgrade. So the upgrade services will help you align to the software release strategy of SAP and other vendors as well. So you get an opportunity to upgrade your operating system, your database, etc. And also it helps you to add new business scenarios with just one click. So with the enhancement packages, you got so many business scenarios or business processes into the system which are dormant unless and until you activate. Once you activate, you have new business scenarios ready-made available in your system. And then the business IT alignment will happen with the upgrade, so that once you upgrade the system, it is compatible with the latest technologies like mobility, etc. So that is how it helps you, the upgrade, the upgrade offer, SAP upgrade offer. And then we come to the HANA services. So we already talked about HANA services. So Dell has got a range of servers ranging from 128 GB memory till 8 terabyte of memory. And we help customers in deploying the HANA. We help in implementation of HANA. So HANA can be used as an analytical system, or you want to use BW on HANA or ERP on HANA. We help customers migrating BW on HANA or ERP on HANA. Yeah, so this is just a use case example which we have recently finished a project at Cafe Coffee Day. So we have helped Cafe Coffee Day in migrating their SAP landscape from HP Itanium servers to Dell servers. So they have exorbitant OPEX that they have seen on the old servers, whereas moving on to this, they were able to find out a quick return on investment, or very quick reduction of TCO. And some of the highlights were like, okay, we were able to use the compression of database for them and bring down the database from 5 terabytes to 1.9 terabytes with no change in the system, but with a improved performance of the reports. And then the other one is we have recently started another project with one of our leading supermarket chain in India. So this is another a migration project, so which we are helping them migrating from Solaris to the SUSE Linux, so which is the open source. So we are helping them migrating from Solaris to SUSE Linux, and they don't have a DR, so we are helping them in setting up DR also in the target environment. I think I'm pretty much done. This will be my last slide. Why Dell? Why should choose Dell? So it simplifies the customer experience, faster time to value, and then optimize the solution. So how do we do it? We have a lot of experience. We created so many accelerators for quick turnaround of the projects, and this is a global support network. Yes? I'm done. Thanks.